Hey y'all, welcome back. What you see before you, believe it or not, is my haul this evening from Dollar General. That's right, I said Dollar General. A lot of you may have seen people complaining lately, or maybe it is that you've been complaining yourself about the Dollar Generals being really dry. And unfortunately, they have just started the mail-in promotion for the Porsche. And, it's been really hard for people to get cars to send in for the promotion. So I've been pretty fortunate around here. My stores weren't really dry, but it was a lot of old stock. So I was on Facebook earlier and saw somebody mention that Dollar General was having a sale on Hot Wheels. It was a buy one, get one free. Got to looking into it. Sure enough, looked like they were all having the sale. Started looking at stock for some of my local spots. And if you don't know how to do that, guys, if you'll just get the Dollar General app, you can put in whatever store as your store, search for Hot Wheels, and it'll tell you how many they have. Sometimes it's either not accurate, or a lot of times they'll just have the stock in the back, so it's not what you actually see on the pegs. But it'll kind of give you a good indication, and if it goes up suddenly, that usually means they've got a shipment in. So started checking that. Looked like my store's got some fresh cars in. And go ahead and just tell you the odd of this before we get to looking at the actual cars. But the first few stores I went to, and I'd kind of noticed this actually this week in some of the ones that I went to, it's like they didn't get actual cases. They were getting overstock from other stores. Just a really odd mixture of cars, and a lot of them. So just kind of weird, something to keep in mind. But as the night went on, I did start running into actual full cases. I'd say each store probably had at least a case worth of new cars, and probably about half of them had two cases, I would say. So pretty nice, and a couple of funny stories to go along with it as we go. Of course, probably the biggest thing we saw here is the Super Treasure Hunt. And guys, this was at the last store I went to. We almost didn't go. I took my boy with me, and he was getting tired, and we were making our way home, and I thought, I'm going to stop at this last one. It's the only one I haven't stopped at on this little route. And sure enough, as soon as I walked up to the pegs, it was right front and center. So pretty cool. Glad to pick that up. I already have this one, so I think I'm going to try to see if I can trade it for maybe another Super Treasure Hunt that I don't have. Picked up several of these surf crates. And, I already had a few of these. And there's a couple of treasure hunts that I'm missing. I usually like to have a few sets of the treasure hunts. So I'm going to see if I can use these to trade for what I'm missing. Also picked up a Muscle and Blown, which was a treasure hunt last year. And the 58 Impala, also another treasure hunt from last year. Kind of interesting to find those, really weird. And I had been to these stores, and I would have seen these if they had already been on the pegs. So either these were, like I said, something that came from another store, something that came from the back that just got left out. I don't know, just kind of odd. Matter of fact, did I find these? I think I found these both in the same store, which was really weird. So, and if you're wondering, guys, normally I probably wouldn't get this many duplicates of things, but I'm really just trying to make the quota to get the Porsche mail in. So I'm trying to get a hold of some stuff that either I can resell pretty easily, or that I can trade for some stuff I need. So just kind of keep that in mind. And, that may be something that you want to keep in mind too as you're hunting, and if you're looking for the mail-in promotion especially. The unfortunate thing about this is I did get a lot of cars, but, if you're not careful when you're doing the sale here, you may end up with a bunch of cars that you don't want. To me, in my mind, that's still not a bad problem to have, because you're basically paying half price for them, but just be aware of that. While I'm thinking of it, this sale does go on at Dollar General, I think, until April the 8th. So, I would probably go ahead and be seeing if I could get in on it, see if any new stock has come into your stores, if you have one close by. But if you don't catch it right at the beginning, don't worry, it goes on for a few days. And probably wouldn't hurt to recheck if you haven't got fresh stock to see if they catch it before then. So back to the cars here. We have the Liberty Walk Silhouette S15. Really good looking casting. The popularity kind of died down on this a little quicker than I expected it to. Doesn't seem to have stuck around as long as the original white one they had last year. This is a really good looking casting, and I can't help but think the red edition had a little something to do with that. Picked up a couple of cool combis. Think this was really the only two cool combis I remember seeing tonight. A couple of the coupe clips. A couple of 84 Mustang SVOs. And picked up some older stuff too. I think the first 3 stores I stopped at, it was mostly older cars, so I went ahead and picked a few up because what I would run into is I would find a treasure hunt that I knew I wanted and really nothing else that I needed. So I would just pick up something that I thought might be halfway popular that was available. So this is one of those pickups in the Porsche 911 GT3. Really good looking car from last year. I didn't need it, but still not a bad casting. Also, I think that same store, or no, a different one, also found a treasure hunt there, and this is really one of the only things they had that I cared to pick up. Also picked up this WRX, Tesla Model Y, Lamborghini. I really like this. This is probably one of my favorite castings from last year. Just a really good looking car. I love this color. I love the just everything about it. There's nothing about it that I don't like, I think. Already had this, of course, but just really nice casting, and I don't know. I was just happy to pick it up. Something about it makes me happy, even though I already had one. Another one I picked up that I already had, and really, the main reason I kind of went out of my way to pick this one up just because, I don't think I talked about it enough. Even when I did the factory sealed case, this is such a clean looking car. I mean, wow, what a nice looking mainline. They really killed it with the Lamborghinis last year, guys. So, if you're a Lamborghini fan and you're just getting into Hot Wheels, look for some of the 2022 stuff. There was some really good Lamborghini stuff released last year. All the way from RLC to Supers to mainlines. Not to mention, man, how many chase pieces do we have, in the car culture. So, really good year for Lamborghini fans last year, I think. Last Hot Wheels that I picked up was this Skyline 2000 GT. Of course, I've had several of these. But whenever I picked it up, it was really one of the only cars there that I thought that I might be able to get rid of pretty easily. So, all in the name of trying to pick up some extra cars so I can get another Porsche mail-in. I do already have one on the way, so as soon as I get that, I'll be doing a review on that for you guys. Also, if you saw my short from this morning, go ahead and throw this in there. I picked up this M2 Machines Chase, 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396. Really good looking piece. This is one of those examples where I don't like the Chase, and M2s I'm kind of bad for that. The colored chrome I'm just not a fan of. I normally like the regular car better. And this is a really good looking car. The paint is nice. It's something a little bit different, unique. Just a really clean example. But I picked up this Chase again in hopes to trade for some stuff that I'm needing. So I'm starting to miss a lot of stuff this year in store. So I'm having to pick up some other things to try and get a hold of what I need. But a really good looking piece, and happy to have it. That's the second 124 scale Chase I've got in pretty quick succession. And as you can see, really overall, not a bad day for me today. So we had started off the day with the M2 Machines Chase. Got all this stuff in between, including a lot of treasure hunts. And ended the night, literally the last car pretty much that I picked up, other than I think this one. Picked these two up. Well, take it back. Picked these up at my last stop. But just goes to show you guys that, had I stopped my hunting one store earlier, got tired of it, threw in the towel, wouldn't have picked this up. Had somebody else that was hunting got there 5 minutes before me, it was right on the front pegs, they'd have probably picked it up. So it's just kind of the luck of the draw sometimes, guys. Now, if I hadn't decided to go hunting at all today, I definitely wouldn't have got it. So just stick with it. And if you haven't found a treasure hunt, or if you've had a dry spell, this kind of ends a pretty good little dry spell for me, so I was happy to pick that up. Guys, let me know how it's going. How are your Dollar Generals looking if you have any near you? Hopefully you can catch this sale, catch some cars that you need. At least, make it a little bit easier on you getting that Porsche mail in. So just keep in mind, if you're buying these on sale, that you will have to send in basically more card backs probably, because your receipts, it's going to take more cars to add up to the $20 worth of cars. So just keep that in mind. It won't be, I think before it was 16. If you're doing it equal value here and you're getting them all on sale, I think you're going to have to send in something like 32 cards. So, because I think they changed the way the rules were written. So just keep that in mind. Look at the rules. Make sure you understand them. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'll try to help you out any way I can. Hope y'all had as good a day hunting as I did, or even better. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. Here's to the upcoming week. Happy hunting, y'all.